boys,
Yeah.
why are you developing World of Warcraft with a friggin' BDSM paddle? Because me, Soul, Asmongold, Preach, Tally, Towley, everyone, Slew, Max, etc. We can all sit here and come up with ideas. Ideas are so goddamn easy.
Yep.
And I feel like with Blizzard, it's not even that they execute ideas badly. It's that the ideas that that team comes up with are basically just a load of wank these days. They are so goddamn over-complex. It's like, boys, you're sitting here thinking you need friggin' conduit energy to balance conduits. As if it's a massive goddamn problem. Did you fucking forget that you made conduits that way in the first place? And the only person who's getting punished and messed around for what you've done is us, the goddamn players. And I don't even feel conduits. Because I just play an MM Hunter. I just go to my raid. I just want to get curve. That's it. And I have actually a fucking blast. I have a great time. Like, that's the thing. We're sitting here all this sort of rage and stuff about Shadowlands. I actually have had a great time with Shadowlands because I've known when to not play it. And, you know, not worrying about those conduits. I then, you know, I get a little sliver of, you know, Mike and his boys, you know, Preach. Yeah. I get a little bit of a sliver of Dakor, who's, you know, he's co-raid leader with Matt in our guild. He raid leads us 2 nights a week, but he mythics 4 nights a week?
I think it was 4 nights a week whenever they were doing progress. It's down significantly, but, you know, still does everything at the, outside of PvP, does everything at the highest level possible, because that's what he does.
Dakor, he's fucking turbo nerd when it comes to the WoW stuff, and that's great. But it's that thing where it's only him and his ilk.
Yeah.
That notice conduit energy, and for them it sucks balls.
Yeah.
I don't notice conduit energy whatsoever. You know, maybe if I PvP'd more, or if, you know, I was playing, maybe I had a healer spec or something like that, maybe I feel the conduit energy. But it's that thing where it's like, it's so clear to me that for 90% of the player base, nobody even knows conduit energy is a thing. But they've just slotted it in as a fuck you to that section of the player base.
That makes it a success. 95% of people aren't complaining about conduit energy, so it's a win. It's only 5%. But if you, and this is obviously not what they should ever do internally, but if they rated feedback and stuff based on actual playtime and how much engagement with the game with, you know, Blizzard's desired metrics, they will likely find out that the 5% of people, or maybe the 10% of people who are actually complaining about it, are the people with the most goddamn time in game that aren't making their own fun like our peers, because they spend a lot of time in game and don't have to worry about this shit either.
Oh man, could you imagine being an RPer? Like, for the longest time I felt this.
Dude, like,
role players have the best time in World of Warcraft because their fun is entirely divorced from what the modern WoW development team does. What an incredible... Imagine just being able to be an Azeroth without the modern WoW dev team. Just throwing as I sometimes say internally, you know, throwing a dick in your salad.
Yep.
You're just sitting there, you want to eat your tasty salad, there's a big dick in it, and you're like, man, I don't want that dick in my salad. It's not the most universal analogy, but it's that thing where it's like, you know, for Dakor and his boys, it's like, I just want to customize my character. Why have you put a massive dick in my salad?
Yep.
I just want, you know, it's like, man. And I just sit there and I'm like, when I was in Wrath of the Lich King, I was sitting there, I was listening to, you know, TB and Blue Please. I was simming my character in FemaleDwarfHunter.com. I was reading the Just My 2 Copper blog and the Warcraft Hunters Union blog. And you know what I was doing? I was, there's glyphs and stuff. You put the glyphs in your character. Yep. There you go. Your glyphs are on. You're a happy boy. Nice and simple. And now they're like, oh, but if you change your glyphs more than, freaking 3 times per unit, you know, metric time.
More than arbitrarily acceptable.
Yes, if you modify your character's glyphs in a more than arbitrarily acceptable, format, then, you're a bad boy and we need the conduit energy system to give you a little spank. And it's just like, boys, why are you developing World of Warcraft with a friggin' BDSM paddle?
Yeah.
It's there's sometimes where it's like players, they just want to move and do something. Yeah. And the WoW dev team comes like, don't be doing that, you naughty boy, you. And you're just like, man, keep it chill. We're actually here because we want to play World of Warcraft. It's like we're chomping at the bit to give you money and play
Yep.
your game.
Absolutely.
Stop throwing roadblocks at us. What are you guys doing? And that was just the core of the thing with that Ian interview. It's like,
Well,
I like some of the fundamentals of what he was saying on, say, Torghast. Where he's,
Yeah.
we're getting a better scoring system in, we're doing all of that stuff. And it's like, that was all good. But then it's like when he reveals that they don't have major new cosmetic stuff. They don't have, like, big gear rewards. And then I'm just like, hang on. Was your team's response to people saying Torghast for months and months and months just to change the scoring system such that it's still Torghast? Did you literally not understand? Did you literally not understand the extremely obvious thing?
no.
That it was called Torghast because people felt like they had to go there like it was a chore.
No, so
How can you possibly misunderstand these most obvious and simple things?
it's clear that not the decision making, but like how they logically view problems is very clearly like they cannot do it in a multifaceted way. They cannot look at Torghast and go, okay,
dude.
we have one problem here, one problem there, one problem there. Let's get all three out of the way. They go, we have 3 problems. We'll do the first one first, and then maybe look at them after, which means, 9.1, we get a scoring system for Torghast, which means, I think, outside of some complaints you have about it, I think seems pretty good, seems well thought out, seems pretty okay.
It is, but it basically feels the same. And
Yeah,
also,
yeah.
I mean, I did a Torghast run emphasizing completeness and got 3 stars. When it was like,
Yeah.
I was just playing that in a regular way. It's
Well-
that sort of thing. If I'm playing Dead Cells and I'm going
Yeah.
for a completionist run, that's what I'm doing. I don't feel like I have to go fast all the time because I've not chosen to get the speed chest.
Yeah, you've chosen the perfection one instead.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah.
It's not like that in Torghast
Yeah.
because you're all just looking at a little red bar.
So it's like they've solved that first problem, right? Where they're like, okay, the first problem we have identified is that it feels bad to die and lose progress and not get
Yeah.
anything. So we designed this scoring system, which will get rid of the binary element of it. Okay, job done, first patch complete. But it's still a chore because
Yeah, but
Soul Cinders.
Guess what, geniuses? It would take a friggin' afternoon to work that out. It would take a goddamn afternoon to work that out. And guess what? Me, you, everyone who watches our channel, we paid the entire goddamn box price of World of Warcraft Shadowlands. We then paid for our subscription price for all of those
another
months.
6 months. Yep.
I'm sorry, but it's less fun than it was in the beta test.
Yeah.
And, I mean, you guys are probably noticing that these things are a little bit more animated today. They're animated for good goddamn reason. World of Warcraft is a paid beta test. This team, I mean, I'm not going to say they don't care. But
Well,
they
do,
obviously, whether
but-
it is capability or capacity, whatever it is they need to make World of Warcraft not feel like an early access game, they don't goddamn have it. Because, call me insane if this is an insane thing to ask for. Torghast should have came out reasonably designed with reasonable rewards on day 1.